That's it, cut.
So we got some homemade pickles, some cherry Coke braised chicken breast, a cherry Coke barbecue sauce, and some crispy onion straws on brioche.
You have a deli slicer?
I don't. I want one so
Me
bad.
too. Me too. I was talking about a deli one. Do you
I
know
just
if
feel
there's
like someone's gonna lose a finger if we put one of those in their house.
I've seen it happen.
Really? Wait.
When I lived in
Here we go.
Illinois for a little while, I worked at Jimmy John's, and it was like my first week, and me and this guy started together, and he was being trained to use the deli slicer, and he like accidentally kicked it into high speed and sliced off a piece of his thumb. I just watched it fly into the pickle bin. And then, you know, it's gushing blood everywhere. We had to close down the store and sterilize everything. And
Amazing.
then he became the manager of the store.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Going in,
Gotta get upside down.
Oh yeah.
little crunch factor.
Yeah, those straws.
Yeah. Yeah, baby.
Wow.
I didn't even notice that. Thank you, man.
Of course. Tell us about Between Two Slices.
Yeah, so I basically just worked a bunch of bullshit jobs that I was miserable at, and one day I just said fuck it. I started selling sandwiches out of my apartment. You know, it started off small, sold like 10 sandwiches, but then like next month it was like 15, then it was like 30, and then it was like 50, and now I'm gonna be doing it full time.
So you're quitting your job?
I'm leaving the corporate world behind.
Yeah! Boo!
Nice.
Corporate America!
Congrats, man.
Thank you.
Cheers to freedom.
Do you have a favorite sandwich that you've created?
Yeah, you know what? The Thanksgiving sandwich is my favorite.
Dude, I saw that one.
Slam dunk. Does
Yeah.
it have a name?
I think it's called the Feast.
Feast.
Feast on this ass. But yeah, what's your favorite sandwich? What do you guys like? There's no right or wrong answers.
Oh my.
I can start. Mine is a good Philly cheesesteak sandwich.
Okay.
Al, what's your favorite?
I go to Veloce here in town.
Veloce's good.
They shout out Veloce. It's just like the classic Italian snob sandwich.
It's like so good. What was that?
Andrew, what's your favorite sandwich?
It's called the birthday sandwich at Baguette Delight. It's a Vietnamese place. I call it the birthday sandwich because I would go there and I'd either order a banh mi or pho. I remember I went on my birthday and I was like, I don't want to fucking choose. It's my birthday, I get everything I want. So I had this little cup of pho broth and I would dip the banh mi in it.
Vietnamese
It was
style.
phenomenal.
Listen, we're talking about sandwiches. We gotta talk about Arby's because Arby's has that French dip stuff. They do. They got the roast beef sandwich with the French dip on the side. I'm sorry, but that with curly fries,
I admit.
that's like a $6 meal, and
I
it's.
like Arby's.
Thank
Arby's
you. Thank
good.
you. Move over here.
man.
For my money, it doesn't get any better than an egg sandwich from Subway.
Ew. Get out of my house.
We have a song Cherry Cola, and it is out now. It was released originally like 3 years ago now. Actually, Chris here was in the band when the song came out. A little fun fact, the first song Roll the Dice that ever came out, that's his voice at the beginning of the song.
Oh yeah.
You were recording
Really?
your taxi driver.
I always thought that was Andrew.
No, it was Chris.
I was like, how you doing, man? He's like, living life in the fast lane in Vegas. I was like, oh my God. I wish I was able to record him.
Yeah. So we got Cherry Cola, it's out now.
Did you guys write it together? Or?
I think it was probably the first song where it was more of like a 50-50 collaboration.
And that was my first time like writing with Blush, was the choruses of Cherry Cola.
Is there something specific that inspired the words?
We wanted like Bonnie and Clyde, throwing it all away and taking off.
Also, like, I was driving through the desert. I think it was Joshua Tree. I remember it was like at night and this like RV drives alongside of us. And there was like, what's the word for those kind of
Those
lights?
Venetians?
I think they're just blinds.
Blinds.
Blinds. Yeah.
And there was this little girl like looking out and there was a full moon. She didn't even see us driving next to her. She was just like looking out into the desert. I wish I had my camera at that point, and I didn't. Years later, it was like, that was such a strong image for me that I wanted to write like a lyric kind of tied to that. So like the second verse, there's
That's the entire second verse is
Yeah.
what you just described.
yeah, exactly.
I love the verses in Cherry Cola, and I think I love them because I didn't write them. And so it was cool taking lyrics that you had written from your experiences and interpreting them in my own way.
Is this part of a full-length record or an EP?
It's the fourth release of our first EP, A Ways Away, which is cool. There may or may not be something coming after. A lot of these songs have been in the catalog for 4 or 5 years, and they're just now finally seeing the light of day, which is, I'm sure you know as a musician, kind of a relief. Holding on to
Exciting.
something for so long, and then you finally put it out there, and it's new for other people, but it's something that you've known for so long.
Because you're so immersed in the creative process, the point when you know it's done is when it starts to drive you crazy. How do you balance your roles as the producer, but also like a member of the band as well?
I try to be as objective as possible. I think the way that we split up the work that goes into being a band, it makes a lot of sense. Al does a lot of the lyrics, social media, content. Andrew does a bulk of the writing, like instrumentally, and then I take on the producer role and record everything, mix, master, and we kind of split it up like that.
It's a huge blessing to have a team with range where everything stays within the house, if that makes sense. I've never met anyone or worked with anyone that writes the amount of songs that Andrew writes, by the way, anyone that's watching
guy's
this.
a work.
When Andrew first picked me up to be in Blush, I used to get voice memos every single day. New song, new song, new song, made a change, what do you think of this, what do you think of this? All this to say, a lot of the songs that we have starts off because Andrew is jamming in his room and comes up with a riff, and we build around it. So just trusting the creative abilities of the people in your own team goes a long way, and I'm happy that we have that.
You feed off of each other.
Chris, you make music too, right?
Yeah, I play guitar and sing in CR and the Nuns. Got a new record coming out sometime this year or early next year.
Nice.
Give us what we want. Our new single, Cherry Cola, is out everywhere now. Give it a stream. Hope you like it. I don't know.
That's it, cut.
Bye!